Namaste everyone. This is M. Srinivasu, English faculty from DAV High School, RTP Township. Today we are here to interact the Unit 1 of Class 10th English with the theme called Personality Development, and we are now in interaction of a reading with the title Attitude is Altitude. And now we are in the 7th session of reading comprehension interaction. At first I would like to read the lines before we get into the explanation part of it. Please have an observation. It was so hard for them, but right from the start they did their best to make me independent. My dad put me in water at 18 months and gave me the courage to learn how to swim. I also got really into football and skateboarding. I totally love the English Premier League. Here we understand that Nick tried to make himself come out of his comfortable zone and to make himself more independent. Actually, the task started from his parents' side. So right from the beginning of his childhood, both of them, both his mother and father, they tried to make him independent like a normal child, how they lead their life individually without taking the help from their parents. Similar way, they wanted to make him as an independent child without getting dependent on. So they started taking some of the initiative actions to make him independent. Here I would like to give you a small anecdote. Once a guru along with his student was walking to the other town by walk. So they have to cross so many miles and they need to take rest in the middle and to continue their journey. So once they moved to nearby the mountains, there they had seen one almost a deserted house. It is an alone house and there are some fertile lands around it, but there was no crop at all. And they decided that they wanted to take shelter in the house, requesting the particular owner of the house, and they wanted to continue the journey for the next day. So they went and called the house mistress. She came in and she had some torn dress, and then immediately the master of the house also has come, and they were very surprised looking at their poor attire and weak appearance in their physical. And then, out of curiosity, the guru asked the master of the house, how do you lead your life? This is almost a very lonely place and no one else there beside. So then the man replied, sir, I had a cow and I regularly milk the cow and I take the milk and sell nearby the village, and then I get a little amount. With that little amount, I myself and my wife and my daughter are leading the life, he said. And then they have given shelter to the guru and the student, and they started taking rest. In the middle of the journey, in the middle of the night, the guru woke the student up and he said, it's the time we have to start moving. And then when they started moving, and the guru said to the student to untie the cow and take the cow along with them. So they went almost onto the peak of the mountain, and then by the order of his master and the student pushed the cow from the top of the mountain to the down the valley. So they have seen the cow started rolling down, hitting here and there to the stones and boulders of the mountain. Thus they, after finishing that task, they started going on their own way. After some years happened, the same student happened to come on the way, and then he was very surprised that there was no such thing that I have seen earlier was present here. There was completely change, and there are some beautiful orchards, different kinds of fruit orchards were developed, and there is a beautiful palace like a house there, and he was out of no, he was out of curiosity and surprise. He inquired the man nearby him that what is this all, and the man started narrating. Sir, some 5 years before, one night, one elderly guru and his student took shelter in my house, and that time I narrated them that I was just leading the life with the help of the cow and by selling the milk of the cow. But I don't know after they left the house and cow also left the house. We don't know where did it go. And after that I identified this all the place is very very fertile, and I started cultivating it, and now I am a #1 fruit exporter. We can say fruit merchant in the particular locality. I must thank them for visiting. After their visit only everything has got changed, he said. The student did not introduce that he was only the person along with his guru that day they visited, but he was kept quiet. But out of the story what we understand is, earlier they were leading in a place that is called as comfortable zone. Whenever you are leading your life in a comfortable zone, and though everything like food and clothing, necessary things are available, you will not gain any achievement, progress, success, and even you will not feel yourself happy out of your life and the way you are leading your life. But whenever you come out of the particular comfortable zone, you may see some wonders and you realize that you had so much of potentiality. The point here we need to understand, never forgo taking a bold step. Never set back yourself whenever there is a chance of change. You be the change. So automatically people will get inspiration out of your own movement. So keeping this in the view and keeping the same focus on the particular lines, let us try to understand the lines that are there. It was so hard for them. What is it he was talking about? It is nothing but called his disability. Disability. What is his disability? His disability is being a torso. He cannot make himself move like a normal and can lead the life like normal. So that is what he is now mentioning. It refers to his disability. It was so hard for them. What was so hard? The physical disability of the Nick's parents is very very hard for them to digest. They are unable to see their son suffering for every moment, even to getting out of the bed and going into the fresh ups room or anywhere he is getting a problem and he need to take the help. That is why here. So it was so hard. It is so indicating how much it is. So we just mentioned very clear. Hard means it is difficult. You can also have another meaning. It was so hard. It was so difficult for them. What is that they are talking about? Observing their own son facing lot of obstacles to fulfill his own regular needs also. That is what it is. So then what else? They might decided that they wanted to make him very independent to live his life by his own. So this is this. But generally you might understand it is a connection, a conjunction, and there will be contrast sentences. Both the sides generally we see whenever there is a but usage is identified. So just have a look at this. So but right from the start in the sense you might know about a childhood beginning. So they start walking, they start talking, and they start making their life by themselves with the help of the parents. So that is the time that we wanted to talk about. Is this from the start? Start here is from the early childhood you wanted to be. So from the start, they did their best. Did means they have given their best support to their son to make him as an independent person to live his life. So that is this, they did their best. So what best that they can do towards their son? That's the best that they want to talk about. What they did their best then? To make me independent. Me here is Nick White. So observe it. So they, from the start of his childhood, they are very, very determined to make him independent. So the initiatives of the parents of Nick, they wanted to mention in his direct lines that we observe it further. Independent means, not get depend on someone else for their anything. Let us not be a parasite. In our biology classes, we identify parasites and all. Something which is depending on someone else or something else to lead their existence. Like a bacteria, virus and fungus, something like that we identify. Coming to this. My dad put me in water at 18 months. So it is one of the life survival technique. If you can understand somewhat deeper in meaning. So nothing but learning swimming. For example, as no one had no arms and legs. And for example, if any accident or something, so he need to make himself survive during the particular obstacle. So swimming is one of the sites that sometimes asks questions about our ability of swimming. Coming to this point, his father put him in the water at 18 months. 18 months in the sense, just you can say, is 1.5 year baby. So 12 months per year and plus 6 will have 18 months. So just about 1.5 year. And that is the time if we can observe the children start walking. So a father may be holding the little hands of the particular baby and letting him know how to walk. That is the time as he has no arms. So he thought differently and make him learn how to swim. So he took him to the water. So you can say in water, you can talk about it maybe swimming pool for the initial stages. I don't imagine that it is like a big water bodies like a river and water, but it is swimming pool. Initially he wanted to learn how to swim. So at 18 months, his father made him learn how to swim. And now you see, my father put me in the waters at 18 months, that's clear. He started learning swimming and gave the courage to learn how to swim. This is one of the important aspects. Courage. Many people, they fail in their life because they lack the courage. Courage here is, in this point of view, we can say nothing but called self-esteem. Or you can say self-trust. If you can believe that you have the potentiality to do something, so that is nothing but called the courage. So whenever his father trying to make him in the water and guiding him, maybe he was thought himself that he can also swim. So that is what initiative was given by his father to make him learn how to swim. So the courage of trying to swim, the courage of getting confident to go to swimming or to learn swimming was first given by his father whenever he was just a baby at the 18 months of time. So this please make sure. You also have another word. Courage means like a bold, and you also mentioned one more thing right here. The is mentioned. The particular courage here. So what is the particular courage? The particular courage of trying to swim in the waters is here the point that we understand. So to know how to swim, this we are very clear. Coming to this, I also got really into football. I also got sometimes children have different kinds of wishes and desires. And even in the Horlicks or some other advertisements also, we identify, and then the mother had a doubt about the child, whether he will be going to be an astronomer in his life, or maybe a great chef, or maybe a scientist or a doctor. She had different kinds of thoughts. So what ultimately they say, let us give the best nutrition so that they will be anything of their life out of their wish and will. So here also the same point we understand, out of his interest, out of his curiosity, out of his passion, he really got into football. That means he had shown a lot of interest in playing football. There is a point we need to mention here. Generally, football is played by using foot. Foot in the sense, both the foot. For example, singular we call as feet and both we call as foot. So anyway, football. So anyhow, what is this? Here we understand it is a football, and what else? He had shown a lot of interest in learning football. So this is that we identify and understand that sometimes in the videos we identify of Nick's that he started running after the ball. Even in the textbook also we had some of the pictures that is he was running after the ball in playing football. Sometimes he is acting as a goalkeeper also, and he was also seen playing with his children. So there is also this. So he was really got into football. That got into the sense he was shown a great interest in the playing football. And the last one, see, and skateboarding. Skateboarding you might identify. Generally there are skaters, like there is a board like that and there are wheels down. So skateboarders generally they stand on it and they skate. Other than this, we have also skating shoes. Sometimes there is another pattern. Skaters generally they wear shoes for the both sides, and they that with the skating shoes they keep moving. Nothing but they are getting wheels down, so that wheels they tie to their feet and they keep moving on the track provided. So that is a skating track. Or sometimes there will be a board there. Board there. So that is what we call it as a skateboarding. So the skateboard, the skateboarders, they will be standing on it and they keep moving on the particular board. This board, almost like a people, like a skaters. So this is this. So he was got interest in making football, playing football, and even he started learning another sport even called skateboarding. And last thing, I totally love the English Premier League. So totally in the sense, there will be a choice in our life. For example, if anyone asks you, what are the subjects do you like? For example, we will get 3 in our mind, and we delay to 1, and finally we are getting confused with the 2, and we select 1 out of it. Similarly, so you have some games that we can play. Out of all, if you can ask him what is the best that he liked. So he said that he really loved football. So thus he was he has shown very great interest in watching or being a part of this the English Premier League. For example, we had an idea in India called IPL, Indian Premier League. It is for cricket, and this is the English Premier League is of football game. So you might also see Leonardo. You can say the different kinds of Pele is one of the great footballer, and even you can say some other great footballers also in our regular time. So this you can just keep in mind, the English Premier League that he was very much interested in, and he was shown in the particular lines that his struggle to become an independent person and his parents helped to make him independent, and ultimately his interests also he has shared with us, and these lines you just identify, and then we further in the next session we will identify the further more lines of this particular reading comprehension of reading of unit 1 of class 10. attitude is altitude. So now what I request you all, read this particular comprehension more thoroughly, and then you please practice your cursive handwriting better so that your handwriting will be more perfect. And I would like to ask you to read the lesson more thoroughly, focusing on learning the glossary point of view, and we'll see and we'll meet in the next session with the further reading comprehension. Thank you very much, children, and we'll meet in the next session. Thank you all.